Another day, another experiment. Welcome back to the Spectrum YouTube channel, and today we're gonna test something a little bit different because I want to test the Sharpie myth going around the YouTube and internet. Is it possible to use something totally different than 3D printing to make a nice separation layer between supports, bridges and our 3D model? As you can see, we have a little bit more than just a Sharpie, so we're gonna test it out. The 3D model you see here is just a made-up part in plasticity to test out the overhangs going around this area and the bridges going on the length of the item itself. And of course on the top we have extra details, so we cannot print it upside down. We need to print it this way, and this is why we need to have supports. Sometimes you need to have parts like that. The settings we're gonna use are 0.2mm layer height, and we're gonna use distance between supports and 3D model to 0mm, and the interface layers will have 0mm pattern. It means that the interface layer will be as smooth as possible. So let's start with the paper glue. We have a paper glue in a stick, as simple as that. We're gonna just make a pause in printing between separation layer, and once it's waiting for our movement, we're gonna just open the glue and try to apply the glue wherever we can. We need to be very careful because if we're gonna miss a spot, then the PLA will bond and weld together, and if we're gonna put glue in the wrong spot, our 3D model will be fragile and it will break. Let's see how it turns out. It's not coming off itself, as we can see, and when I was trying to remove it with a razor blade and some pliers, it turns out that I did put some glue in the wrong spot and one of the features broke off. But I was able to remove almost everything, except one feature that is inside this small hole, and we need to pull it with the pliers, and there is no other access to it than from this side. So I tried and I left some things inside and they are bonded together too strong, so it's impossible to take it out. So, well, it didn't work as good as I was expecting, and this layer, the bottom layer of the model, it's not as smooth as I was thinking it's gonna be. So now this doesn't work for us. Let's go to the next glue. We have Elegoo Build Platform Glue Stick. It means that it's gonna help us with the adhesion to the build plate. And probably you're thinking, well, it's a bad choice because you're gonna have too much adhesion between two layers in the same material. In one hand, yes, but in the other hand, it also makes this separation layer between the layers. So it's supposed to be easy to remove it. So this glue was a little bit easier to apply because the diameter of the stick is a little bit lower, so I was more precise when I was using it. After pausing, applying and then removing from the build plate, I tried to remove everything with the razor blade and the pliers. And unfortunately, the glue stick, as you can expect, is holding too good. So it's really hard to separate those layers. I didn't even try to remove it completely because it was waste of time. The bottom layer doesn't look very good, just like before, and the pain with removing those interface layers was too big to continue. And then I went to the erasable Sharpie, or how do you call it in English? It's called whiteboard marker. So it means that if you're gonna use it on the whiteboard, you can remove it with the sponge or whatever, and it's not permanent. So I used that with the pause on the interface layer, tried to be very precise and tried to put everything everywhere, but being not permanent and temporary, for example, it was hard to put it everywhere because once you put it and then you put again the line, you just remove the first line and there is nothing left. So yeah, it was a bit tricky, but in the end it did print out correctly, and removing the interface layers was pretty easy and straightforward. It went out pretty good, but the bottom layer of the model doesn't look very clean. You can see some small artifacts and small debris on the layer, and also removing the small support from the inside of the cylinder was impossible. I broke it and I cannot remove the rest of it from the inside. So yeah, it is a good idea, and it was a little bit dark from the marker itself, but I managed to clean it with the soap and water and the sponge. So yeah, it's not a bad choice, but it's not the best choice. And then we're gonna go to the permanent marker, which is the Sharpie or whatever you can call it. It was a little bit easier because the tip is much smaller, so it was more precise, but it also took a bit more time to put it on the interface layer. when the printer paused. And probably you can see on my clip that I was already putting the lines just like a printer. I think I just watched too much 3D printers recently. But yeah, after printing, we removed the 3D model, and I need to say that removing this interface layer was the easiest and most satisfying so far, because it went almost in one piece, and I almost removed the supports from the inside of the cylinder. But it broke as well. It left some parts inside, so it didn't work out. And the permanent marker left some marks, the black marks here and there, so I tried to remove it with the sponge and soap, but it was impossible. It's still a little bit dirty. Probably you can use some acetone or alcohol to rub it off, but I don't want to spend too much time post-processing this. And then you've probably been thinking, yeah, why don't you just use the separation layer from different material, just like you did in the last episode that we just recorded? And yeah, I did that. So I used PETG for PLA. And as you can expect, it was super easy to remove because it didn't bond together. But unfortunately, the one piece that I had just broke off, and I don't know exactly why, because the flushing volume was good, all the rest was fine. And for some reason this one part just broke, and the support from inside the cylinder went off super easily, and there's no problems with that. And also the layer is very smooth and very clean, so it looks that we have a winner here, just, you know, combining two filaments together. So I think it's pretty good. But if you don't have a printer that has you know, multi-material capabilities, then maybe you can go with this whiteboard marker. It's a pretty good choice, I think. But then I have my secret weapon, which is Spectrum Aqua Print. This is the one. It's not PVA, it's not PVB, it's BVOH or something like that. And it dissolves in water. It is easy to print as PLA, so you can just put it on a printer and it's gonna be fine. It's hard enough to work on any extruder, and the flow is high enough that you can print it as 50 millimeters per second or 100 millimeters per second. It should be fine. So I use it on the Cobra X together with the PLA, and we had perfect separation layer. This model print out perfectly. The surface here is just amazingly smooth and clean. What is the difference between this one and this one? It's because when you're printing on PLA on PETG or PETG on PLA, for example, they don't bond together. So sometimes you're gonna see that something is wrong with the surface, something is wrong with the filament not going where it's supposed to, or you have some bad finish. But this material, it sticks to the PETG, PLA, ABS, and whatever it is, because it's like a little bit like a glue on a wire. And then when you're gonna print it, it sticks together so good that everything looks just perfect. And removing the support from the cylinder, it was easy as a breeze, because once printed, we're gonna submerge it or just put some of the water around, so the material gets softer and it's releasing from one side and other side from between the layers. And suddenly you can just like pop it out and it looks just magnificent. And all the features of our 3D print, it's where it's supposed to be. So if you have a complicated model and you need to have perfect bridges, perfect overhangs, maybe you should choose Aquaprint for your 3D prints. If you're printing a lot and your printer has the capabilities of multi-material printing, well, this is the good answer for it. But in the other hand, if your printer has just one extruder and doesn't have multi-material capabilities, well, I think the whiteboard marker will do the job very good. But you need to do some, you know, labor to put it where it's supposed to be. It's not as perfect, but it's still gonna do the job pretty good. So I think the idea of using Sharpie as a separation layer works pretty good. And I was surprised when I saw how well it released the supports. I was really eager to show you the Aquaprint from Spectrum Filaments on the printer that can print multi-materials, but I was really waiting for Prusa Core 1 with the index system, but it's gonna take forever to ship. So this time you saw it on the Cobra X. But once we're gonna get multi-nozzle printer, it's gonna be even more epic, because there is gonna be almost no waste. The printing time is gonna cut in a 4 or 5 times shorter. So we can use Aquaprint on 3 supports. And it's not gonna take few days to print. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Why I'm holding this all the time. The hero of the episode was the aqua print from Spectrum Filaments and also the baby blue high-speed PLA from Spectrum Filaments. Remember that you can grab them on our shop.spectrumfilaments.com, 10% off if you're gonna use our code SpectrumYT10. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.